Hello Libra, and welcome to my channel. Okay Libra, this is a time frame from the 22nd of January to the 29th of January, which is starting from the Monday. Okay, so for this time frame, Libra, it's very spiritual for you. You know, it's kind of looking back at your past here, and kind of you're not filtering, but kind of looking at the chapters that you've been through, kind of thing. And all these chapters have led back to one thing here, if that makes sense. And this is going to make sense as I go through this reading, because I'm just kind of pulling out the energies here. It's kind of taken you right to the beginning, this road, and it's a spiritual path, and you may have been diverted, you know, down a different path, and you may have been diverted down this path for many years, you know, but it's kind of taken you like a full circle back to where you're supposed to be. Does that make sense? I don't know what Spirit is trying to tell me here, but this is the energies. Kind of back to yourself, really, back to yourself. I think you followed a path that's been fake, that's not been real, or it seems as if it's been surreal, and you followed this path because you thought this path was for you, which was security, stability, but it's kind of brought you back round to the beginning, and around people that you should be around. Okay, so what I'm going to do is continue with this reading. I've got the Medieval Tarot, which is my favourite deck, and then I'm going to use another layer on top of this. So I've got the Rebirth card in reverse, and you don't know anymore. You've kind of, this is entering into a new beginning and a new chapter, but when it's in the reverse, this is like, well, you kind of don't know anymore, because this kind of chapter, it's taking you back to the beginning, or back to somewhere here that you was before. And so there's a hesitation here, but you do need to take action, because I feel that you're stood kind of at a crossroads, and well, I can't go back that way because I've come that way, and if I go this way, it's kind of, you know, maybe this way is the way that's going to take me into the future, but why have I come this full circle to the beginning? Like I'm stepping back into a road that I should not have been diverted from. A road, a kind of a spiritual road that, you know, all your dreams, your, you know, following your heart, you was taken away from that by these fake people around you. And I think Spirit is trying to tell me that this is now being taken away from you, and this is going to go full circle towards people or the people you should be around, and you should have been on this path right from the beginning. Okay, you should not have been diverted away from this, and it's to do with, you know, these people may, you know, again, I get this for a lot of signs that, you know, inauthentic people don't like authenticity, and you had these thoughts in your head that I'd like to do this. This is the way I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, these people have kind of indoctrinated you into thinking you've got to be sensible, you know, you've got to be sensible, and you've got to keep on this road. Okay, this road that you sensibly took did bring you some kind of heartache here. In whatever kind of guise, this led to sort of a dead end, you know. Okay, where do I go now? This is like, bam, this dead end. Where do I go from here? I gotta go back. I think so. I think you've got to reunite with this path that you should have taken, that was going to take you down this road of fulfillment. Okay, although you've been through this heartache, although you've been through this pain, I think spiritually you've completed your kind of mission, if you like, on this road. And it's now time for you to, where do I go? It's like, what do I go back onto that, where I was so enthused about where I wanted to go, what my heart was telling me to do, but I went this way instead. I took the sensible route. Okay. Anyway, this road has is going to lead you back onto another road. And this is like a miracle. It's an unforeseen change because it's taking you back to people that, you know, I think the road before was leading you towards these people that would recognise you and appreciate you and see you as your authentic self. And you're being put back onto that path, and that will kind of, it's like a miracle. I don't know whether you believe in miracles, but this is like a miracle that spirit or your spirit guide is saying you were supposed to go there. You were supposed to go down there, but you know, you may have had children, you know, you may have had this somebody walk out on you and you was left with children, So you didn't have much of a choice but to stay on this sensible path. Okay. I think this having to work out which is the best situation for you, you've had to put your own life on hold. I think this is what this is. You've had to put your own life on hold because you've had to think about others. I feel that you've had to be very objective. I get the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is an air sign, which is Libra, and you've had to be very objective in your choices. Very shrewd kind of, you know, the person that's the mind is very very intelligent kind of a person, but you've had to be objective. But there's something that you would have loved to have followed, but Spirit is saying, you know, don't blame everybody else because you couldn't follow this path. Okay, because they had their own path to follow, or you know, and that diverted them to a situation. So don't blame others for you having to put your life on hold. And this is a spiritual message too, because when you're in a situation where, you know, you've had a partner that was cheating, I'm not saying all of you, but this is like, for instance, like an analogy, I can't say it. It's like, for instance, somebody was possibly, you was very loyal, you had your children with this person and they betrayed you, okay, and they may have had was carrying on with an affair with somebody else, telling them, you know, quite a weak character, and you know, they left you with children, and to pick up the pieces, to have to be strong for everybody. So you kind of lashed out at people around you who you thought was having an easier time than you, that was having you know, a much more fulfilling life than you, when really they were just following, you know, their path in life. So I feel, you know, I feel that you were lashing out because you didn't have that choice. You couldn't have that choice, that luxury to say, I want to be an artist, I want to be a painter, I want to go to Paris, and I want to, you know, I want to paint on the streets and things like that. Well, what would stop you? Yeah, you might have children, but sometimes people do take children with them. They go and teach abroad and things like that. So yeah, there's all this in the mix that, you know, you had to take a different route. You may have after this kind of betrayal here, you may have settled for something that's stable. It's not passion, or it's not your heart's desire, but you may have settled for something that's just going to give you stability. But now Spirit is saying this is coming to a halt, that, you know, it's time for you. It's time for you, Libra, okay? And this is what this is. This is what this is. Whatever this is that's going to bring you to a standing halt here is pushing you onto your path that you should have followed right in the beginning. And this is like a big turnaround. A big turnaround, you know. And you're kind of thinking through, gosh, I remember crying my eyes out, you know, on my pillow because that person left me, and then I had to, you know, and I had to explain to the children who were also crying their eyes out, you know, what was happening. It could have been anything like that. Could have been, you know, a loss of a partner even, in some way. I think it's time that you know, you've got to stop this blaming someone else or other people around you who you feel that's had the freedom to explore their dreams. Why would you feel resentful of somebody exploring their dreams? I'm not saying all of you, but I do get some of you who have stayed on this sensible road. But now Spirit is saying, I'm going to bring this, you know, this barrier, and saying, you can't go down this road, it's stopped. You can't go down this sensible road, it's stopped now. So where are you? You end up going back to the beginning. But it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing, because it's a miracle. There's a miracle here for you to, you know, well, that kind of served me to a point, but it doesn't serve me anymore. And I was doing it not for me, but for others around me. So I've got here that this card here is, you're very, very skilled, and you're very, very intelligent. And it says here that you want to go towards victory, and you're capable of being a leader here where others follow. You're very well capable of this. And I do get here that I feel this is not a person. I feel it's this feeling, or this barrier has limited your freedom, and there has been some ruling by jealousy here, and plans have been thwarted. And I think you've become overbearing as well at times, because your plans have been thwarted, so you've become overbearing. You know, it's like this discontent within you, shouting and screaming out. Okay. And I feel that sometimes you've this rage within you, because it's like a discontent, this rage within you which is bursting out to others, has made you feel after the event quite ashamed of yourself for doing this. And also, you know, kind of, you know, it's a cathartic thing, saying, well, you know, that person can go off and do what the hell they like. They've got no boundaries or barriers. And that could have been me, you know. It's no point, it's no good saying that, you know, because I feel you, looking over the years, I feel you feel ashamed of being like that now. Yeah, this kind of, the High Priest in reverse. So whoever this is, created this. There's somebody around you, that the High Priest, who's giving you unsound advice to take this road. You know, and it's not your spiritual path. And like I said, this is coming to, you know, it's falling apart. I've got the Tower here, it's falling apart here. And this is not a bad thing, because this was false. It was false. I've got the High Priestess, and this was a fake. It was false. It was all false. It was fake. It's not you. Okay, that's what I've got here. It's not you. It's never has been you, and you've had to carry this shame of this repression. Okay, now it's not going to resonate with all of you here, but it stems from a heartbreak a long time ago, and you kind of, it was instilled in you by this high priest in reverse. Unsound advice. Go for that person that's going to give you the most stability. Instead of following your heart, think with your head. You know, you've got children to think about and all of this, which took you down this path. I always say, you know, spiritually, you should always follow your heart. If you don't follow your heart, you're going to be extremely unhappy. You know, no matter what, you know, you do get people that want to, I mean, look at J.K. Rowling, you know. She was in a flat, she was on the train in tears on the way home, and she was writing a book to get out, to follow her dream that she should have done a long time ago, because somebody left her in the lurch. I've not read her story, and this has nothing to do with her, by the way, but I get this kind of feeling. I may have felt resentful of others that's been able to do that, and then thinking, well, instead of being resentful and bitter, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to stop this, and, you know, I'm going to start all over again from the beginning. I'll follow my dream. Okay, so so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put I think I'm going to put the Heart Oracle deck on top of this, okay? And I just want to apologise, guys. I've had a virus the last 2 days. It's been awful. I've been in bed sweating like crazy, and headaches, crazy headaches, so I may look a bit grotty. I do apologise about that, okay? And I'm slowly trying to get through these weekly readings, and also I should be able to get the personal readings out today if you're waiting for those. So I'm going to look at the Heart Oracle to see where we go with this, okay? Okay, Libra, so let's have a look here. You're putting your heart and soul into something at the moment. That's absolutely, sorry about the camera, absolutely evident here. You know, you are making, and you are making a dedicated effort here, but, or you have made a dedicated effort, because you've been through this heartbreak, and you've had to pick up the pieces. So going way back, I feel, or it could be recently, you know. So you're making the dedicated effort to ground yourself again, or you have done, but you've also detached your own needs here. You've detached your own needs, and this is what this is about. Really. And there's been people around you battling with you here, and there may be these people around you now battling with you, trying to keep you in your place here. You know, you cannot follow your heart. You're not able to follow your heart. You cannot take that route. And again, this is the people that are not authentic. Okay, these people are inauthentic. Now you are refusing to see, or you are refusing to see these people that are antagonizing you. I feel you've learned to protect yourself, your own heart, by refusing to see these people. And that's where I get this detachment from here. And also refusing to see other people around you that are kind of following their heart and not going with the head. And but you refuse to see that because it's reminding you that you're not able to do that, okay, or you've not been able to do this. But now you're going to readdress the balance here. And this is something that you want to do because you do feel a bit ashamed of not kind of recognizing other people's passions in life and following their passions, and being a little bit like blinkered because you don't want to see other people. You know, it's like I want to follow my heart. I want to, you know, follow my passions. I always have wanted to follow my passions, but I couldn't follow my passions. So now I'm refusing to see anybody else who's following their passions because it reminds me of me in this situation here. But this is you now listening to your own heart. This miracle has brought you right back to the beginning, okay? And it's listening to your own heart here. Listen to your own spiritual needs. If you don't do that, if you don't listen to your own spiritual needs, you will not feel fulfilled in your, you know, in this life. You know, so this is saying that you need to nurture your own spiritual needs here, not by being selfish, but by saying that I can do this. And you are going to change your focus. You are going to change your focus on what it is that would make you innately happy, where you can be your authentic self, you know, and don't, you know, refuse to see these people, as this says, who don't want you to show your authentic self, you know, because I've got here, refuse to see these people. They're trying to stop you from being that spiritual self that you're meant to be. And you're meant to shine from within. You're meant to shine from your solar plexus and your authentic self. And this is where spiritually you're going to come to a dead end with this road. You know, Spirit's not going to allow this forever. They want you to go back onto your own spiritual path here and be with the people that will nurture that will encourage that, not the people that want you to stay in this box. And this is saying, believe and succeed. Believe in yourself and succeed, okay? This is a boat. Believe it or not, this is like the front of a boat. I don't know what that's called. But this is like taking you down this spiritual path here. Across waters. I do get overseas or something like that you've always wanted to do, and it says believe in this and you can succeed and do this. And you will, I've got you here as the Queen of Swords, and you will blossom. You're going to blossom from now on. You're going to blossom. You're going to be following your spiritual path. I think this is why you're kind of ending relationships with people. These people here, you're kind of putting an end to these people, or distancing yourself, or detaching yourself from these people, so you can follow your heart, if that makes sense. So in terms of love, I'm going to look at the love cards next, okay, which I'm going to put on top of this. But this is very, very spiritual, okay. And this time frame for you, Libra, is you being pushed onto the path that you was meant to be, and that's by returning back to, you know, I don't care how old you are, you could be in your 60s here, 60s, 70s, you're going to be pushed back to your path that you should have been on in first place, and you're going to follow your dream. So I'm going to put the love cards here down here next, okay. Okay, Libra, I can't say specifically because it's general, okay, for your situation, what your spiritual path will be. But if you would like to have a private reading, I've put some fees in the descriptions area. I've kind of doing a little bit of a discount for people. So if you're interested in that, just have a look at that and give me an email. Okay, because this is general. I can't say specifically what this dream here, or this spiritual journey that you're going to do a loop on and then go on to this journey. But there's a lot of this thinking going around in your head in this time frame. Okay, I do also get here that this is your time. I get very much this is your time. It's like you've gone over hurdles, over hurdles, over hurdles, over obstacles, over wading through treacle, and I think it's like Spirit's saying that's enough now, and they're pointing you in a direction of your own heart now. So I think this is loving yourself mainly, and loving yourself here, and also putting up some boundaries. I've got, you know, your love life is influenced by religious upbringing and spiritual path. Well, that is true, that is true. So you will, you know, that is saying that you will find your soulmate on this spiritual path, okay, that it was meant to be on. There is making an effort though, there's making an effort here with your children, or making an effort with the people that you let go of, that you should have stayed with on your path. Sorry, my nose is itching. And there's you know, the people that wanted to keep you in this box here, there's also a distrust towards those people. It's like, I don't know whether I could trust these people anymore in my life. And it's like getting to know people that's on the same page as you, and also having heart-to-hearts here heart-to-heart conversations with, I do get your children, which is finding the balance here with your children. Because if you are going to go on this spiritual journey, which is following your heart, you need to talk to your children here. That you know, this is what you're seriously thinking about doing, whatever it may be. I did get an overseas thing, but it may not be that. I've still got that here, but it may not be that. Okay. You know, some of you might want to go and visit, I don't know, you might want to go and visit Jerusalem, you might want to go to Phuket, you might want to go to Thailand, you might want to go to Bora Bora, I don't know. But I do feel on this journey of finding yourself and shining from your, you know, solar plexus and your authenticity, you will meet your soulmate. And that's the only way you can meet your soulmate, if you are shining from your authentic self. You know, that's when you attract people like you. And let go of these controlling people in your life. Let go of them. They're not serving you, okay. And I've got here, you will blossom. You are going to blossom. I do get travel. I also get retreats, travelling. You know, it'd be a good idea actually to go to a retreat too. And, you know, go and do some, you know, meditation, and going to find yourself, I don't know, in Kilimanjaro or somewhere like that, Tibet, that kind of thing. Might be a good idea to do that, to kick off this spiritual journey that you're going on, to go to a retreat, you know, where people talk about spiritual issues and finding yourself and being mindful, and actually finding people who are looking for that spiritual journey themselves, you know. So that might help just to kick off this journey for you. Well, it's not a journey, it's returning back to where you should have been in the first place. So this is saying, love yourself. Once you shine from your solar plexus, you will meet your soulmate here. And it's not going to resonate with all of you here, because you know, whoever I'm reaching out to has missed out on an awful lot here, and and kind of put their own kind of life on hold. It's time for you now, Libra. Okay, it's time for you. No more of this serving others, to help others emotionally, physically. It's time for you. And you're going to feel like, well, I'm not like that, I'm not selfish in that way. It's not being selfish, it's just being you, so you can shine from within. I feel that's the only way that you're going to find peace within. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, okay, for you, Libra. Like I said, if you'd like your own personal reading, I've put some, you don't have to if you don't want to, but it's there if you'd like to. I've done a little bit of a discount. If you'd like your own spiritual reading, be a bit more specific on the path that you're going to go on. Okay, so very interesting. Yeah, very enlightening. So sending you lots of love, lots of blessings. I hope this has helped you, because that's what I'm here for. And I love all of the comments that you make saying that you really do help me, Yvonne. You know, I follow you And you know, that's what I do this for. This is my spiritual journey. This is what I was called to do, and this is what I'm doing for you guys. Okay, so please make a comment down below there to not just to support my channel, just to let me know, because I read all of my comments. I do, and I answer all of my comments, even if it's just the love heart and the tick, you know. I do look at every comment, so please make a comment and let me know if this is like, if I can improve it on this. If you feel that I could improve with this, please let me know. But I'm giving you me, myself, my inner self to you, and to help you, and I don't think I can do any more than that. So please also like, subscribe. If you subscribe to my channel, you will get the notification when I come on live, because I do offer, you know, people ad hoc free kind of readings when I go on live. So if you want to be part of that, please subscribe. You will get and hit the notification bell, and you'll get your notification, because I'd like you to be part of that if you want to be part of this. Okay, and please share, subscribe and like my videos, just to support my channel too. Okay, and any donations would be, you know, I have to ask for donations. If I don't, you know, it's okay to ask for donations, because this is a free service. Okay, so sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, and have a great week. Okay, bye bye.